Hi, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my booktube channel. I tried starting one in, I think, April of 2017. That didn't go so well. I think I have 3 videos up from then. But I was in a very bad place when I started that. And since then, I've gone through a lot of life changes. A lot. And I think I'm at a place now where I finally feel like I can do this and my anxiety isn't going to get the better of me. So, gonna try this again. I'm going to be doing my top 15 favorite books of 2018. I couldn't narrow it down to 10 and I felt like 18 was too many. So we're getting 15. I officially read 116 books in 2018, which is phenomenal. I don't think I've ever read that many books in a year in my entire life. I did rank them number 15 down to number 1, my most... That's my cat. One of them. I did rank them number 15 down to my, or I guess up to my number 1 top favorite of 2018. Coming in at number 15 is If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. This is about a trans girl who moves to a new school due to circumstances that happened when she lived with her mother. And it's just kind of about how she starts this new school and she doesn't want anyone to know she's trans, and then navigating life. But I thought it was really cute. I really enjoyed the writing in this. I felt that it was very easy going, and I read it at a time where I couldn't focus on anything too heavy. I couldn't read a lot of fantasy this year. For that reason, I had a lot of issues with anxiety, which was causing me focus issues, which was fun. For that reason, this is number 15 on one of my favorites. This is Robin. He wants to say hi, because he's a butt. Aren't you, buddy? Coming in at number 14 is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, which is pretty much The Breakfast Club meets I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a murder mystery. These 5 kids go into detention, I think it's Saturday school, and one ends up dead. And then it's a whole mystery surrounding who killed that kid, why did he die, and it just got more and more complicated as the story went on. And I personally love the ending. I thought it was so interesting, and I didn't see it coming. I really didn't. And I know the author has another book coming out this month, January. It's 2019, guys. Y'all, it is 2019. Called Two Can Keep a Secret, and I'm very, very excited for that. Number 13 is The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw, and it's about 3 sisters that were killed as witches in, I want to say, the 1800s, or even sooner than that. I don't remember. And then every summer for 3 weeks they come back inhabiting the body of other girls, and they'll drown boys for those 3 weeks every summer. And this follows a girl who lives in that town, and something happened, which is why she refuses to leave that town, and a tourist boy comes, and then just chaos kind of ensues from there, with her not wanting him to die because he's a boy, and like a teen boy, and those are the ones who are always drowned. And it's just, I loved the twist. I started to see it coming a little while before it was revealed, but I still very much enjoyed it. Number 12 is What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, and this follows two boys, Ben and Adam, in New York City. They bump into each other at the post office where Ben is trying to mail back his ex's stuff, and this follows them as they try to find each other, and then what happens when they do. And then there's discussions about friendship, which I actually really enjoyed those discussions. Who can be your friend? Who stays your friend? What happens if a friend fails you or if you drift away? I really love the discussion on friendship and how it mixes with romance and even different friends and when they get into relationships and what happens. And it's just, I really enjoyed the writing. I read this, when did I read this? Oh, when I went to go visit my friend in Atlanta, I started this and I think I finished it. But I read this so quick and it was just a joy. I actually found this copy when we were in Georgia and it's signed. I was super excited about that. I did buy it again because I bought it once that wasn't signed, and then I found a signed copy, and now I have 2 copies. Number 11 is Aldolpho by C.C. Bell. This is a middle grade graphic novel about a child who fell ill when she was young, and it caused her to be hard of hearing extremely, and it's her navigating using hearing aids and a teacher using this special microphone that will speak directly into her ears. And it deals a lot with bullying, and it was really cute and really sad, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the art style. It wasn't humans, it was rabbits, which was interesting. I think they were rabbits. I'm pretty sure they were rabbits. But it was really cute and I really loved it, and I want to own my own copy. I borrowed this one from Hoopla. Yes, from Hoopla. Number 10 is Misery by Stephen King. This is actually my favorite Stephen King so far that I have read. I've read quite a few of his most popular books this year, including, The Shining, Cujo, Gerald's Game. I was listening to this at work and it was appalling. Some of the scenes were so graphic and disturbing, but oh my gosh, the writing was fantastic. This is probably his most well-written book for me personally that I have. It was just phenomenal. I watched the movie when I was younger and it was also disturbing because I was a small child. Thanks, Mom. The book was even more so, and it was amazing. It was just so well done, even though it was so disturbing. So Misery is about a writer who gets into a car wreck in the wilderness. No one's around, and this lady finds him, brings him back so she can nurse him to health. And then she realizes that he is her favorite author. And she is not happy with how, oh my god, you guys are so cute. She's not happy with how he wants to end his book series. Homegirl is intense. There is so much stuff that happens. She basically kidnaps him and keeps him prisoner so he can write the ending that she wants. And a lot of stuff happens. A lot. Number 9 is I Hate Fairyland Volume 1 by Scotty Young. And I Hate Fairyland is about a girl who goes through a portal into a fantastical world, Fairyland. And she's told all she has to do is find her door to get back to her home. Well, it's been 30 years. She has not found her door, and she's very angry about it. She just goes on rampages, killing everyone and anything in sight. It's very gory, and it's really kind of funny to see this little child cussing. But I enjoyed it. I actually really like the art style. I really enjoyed where she went on her journey. And I'm really excited to read the next couple volumes. I think there's only 4 out, and I'm kind of sad about that. My wallet is not, though. My wallet is not. Number 8 is Just Listen by Sarah Dessen, and this is about a girl named Annabelle, who, her family is messed up. Very messed up. Everything about her life. She had a perfect life, and then stuff happened. A lot of stuff. And then she meets a boy named Owen, who kind of turns her world around, and there's a lot about music in here, which I really enjoyed. I love books that incorporate music into the story, music and visuals, and it was really cute. I have read actually a lot of Sarah Dessen this year, and while I did love a ton of them, I think this one was probably my most favorite that I read this year, and I'm really excited to hopefully in 2019, this year, oh god, this year, that's not gonna stop being weird, to continue reading her books and to hopefully catch up on all her backlogs stuff. Number 7 is Symptoms of Being Human by Jeff Garvin, and this is about a gender fluid character named Riley kind of navigating what it means to be gender fluid and how it affects their life and how people around them react. I'm not sure if this is own voices. I did try to find out, but I couldn't find any information on Jeff Garvin and whether or not the author identifies as gender fluid as well. This is also about Riley starting a blog about what it means to them to be gender fluid. It's all about Riley's experiences, and Riley does this completely anonymously. They write the blog anonymously, and then someone finds out it's Riley writing this blog, and it goes from there. How it affects Riley's family and Riley's life. There were some hard things to read in here, mostly the bullying, but I did still very much enjoy this. Number 6 was The Summer of Jordi Perez and the Best Burger in Los Angeles by Amy Spalding. And this is about a girl named Abby who is a fashion blogger, and it has been her dream to get an internship at this one boutique because there is the prospect of getting a job with this boutique afterward, and fashion is her life. Well, when she shows up for her first day at this internship, she finds Jordi Perez, who is also there for the internship, and Jordi is a photographer. And then, of course, because this is a female-female romance, you can guess what happens, and it's fantastic. But I just thought this was such a cute book, and I very much enjoyed the romance. It was adorable, and it was sort of enemies to lovers. I say sort of. It's because it's not a slow burn at all, and I really appreciate that. But there's excellent fat rep in here. I very much enjoyed the Hispanic rep, as you know, Hispanic myself. I thought it was well done. I enjoyed reading about empanadas being made with the family. That was cute. I also got this signed when I was at WonderCon by the author. This is, fun fact, this is actually the first book the author signed because it came out before the release. They sold it at WonderCon before the release. This is a world where monsters and humans exist in the same, you know, space. There are 3 different classes of monsters, and a monster is created every time something bad happens, whether it be a robbery or a mass murder. And the different classes of monsters depend on how bad the act was. Robbery would be the lowest class, and then, you know, mass murder would be the top class. And this follows a monster and a human, and I just thought they were both very intriguing. When I first heard about this, it said that there was no romance, and there's not, but you see the hints of it. So I mean, it was okay. But that aspect But other than that, I enjoyed the plot, which I feel is kind of spoilery if I talk about it too much. But I really enjoyed it, and I do have our dark duet for next year, this year. So that's one of my most excited. I am very excited to read that book. And then number 3 and number 4 are, well, okay, number 4, Not Your Villain, and number 3, Not Your Sidekick. Let you guess what this is. Signed and personalized. Also from WonderCon. This is by C.B. Lee. It was just so exciting to meet this author, because books with superpowers are my favorite. I love them so much. Which is probably also why I loved the Sour Song so much. But just to see, you know, bisexual rep done so well. And this does have a female-female romance. This does have a trans character. This does have an asexual character. And it's just, these were so good and so well done. And I think the plot is so interesting. I don't even know how to describe the plot anymore. Like, so much happens. But of course, you know, there's heroes, there's villains. The heroes defeat the villains. But it's very much Big Brother-esque. Everyone is being watched all the time. It's very hard to get away from that. Your media is being fed to you what you can view. Anything not approved is taken down immediately. There's banned content. They've destroyed a ton of stuff. This is technically post-apocalyptic. There was something that happened to our Earth that kind of created the heroes and villains, created superpowered people. And I'm not sure when this is supposed to be set, but it definitely feels like near future. There's still Los Angeles. I think it's called Nuevo Los Angeles, though. That was good. And these characters live in like Las Vegas area. But it's just so good, and I cannot wait for Not Your Backup to come out this year. I'm so excited to read it. Number 2 is Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. Now I know some people didn't love this book, but I did. This is about Leah. Leah from Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. She was a side character in that. And in here, she is a main character. She is bisexual. She is fat. And I thought both of those representations were done really well. But there's a scene in here where I resonated with it so much. And it's almost exactly what I went through with my gay best friend. Where there were so many opportunities where I could just tell him and it wouldn't have been a big deal, but it was to me. And I think that's one of the reasons I love this book so much, is I see so much of myself in Leah. And it just, I've never read a book where I see myself so much in a character. And it was so fantastic. And I really appreciate that Vicky Albertalli wrote this. I don't agree with some of the things that Leah did in this book, but I still think it was fantastic. And then my number one top book of the year, a book I was terrified to read. I bought it 2 months after it came out and only read it like a couple months ago. And that is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It was beautiful. If you don't know what this book is, why have you been hiding under a rock? This book is about Star Carter, who was in the car with one of her best friends when they were pulled over and for doing absolutely nothing, and the friend was shot and killed by a police officer. It's so hard. I sobbed so much throughout this book. It was just so fantastic. But this follows Star post incident, people wanting her to be silenced and not speak out about what happened, and people not believing her about what did happen. And it's so reflective of so many cases that have happened. I'm shaking. But this book put me through so many emotions. It put me through anger and sadness, and there was even moments of happiness in here. But I did want to read it in time for the movie. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. I read it in October. And I think the movie came out in August. So I haven't watched the movie yet, but I am extremely excited to, and that is definitely one of the top movies that I want to see this year. Angie Thomas has a new book coming out this year, and if it is written anything like this, that is also going to be one of my top books of 2019. Because, wow. This did not feel or read like a debut novel. There really weren't stumbles and falls or plot holes. It was so polished, and nothing was really shoved under the rug. There was racism being called out, which I appreciated. And it's just, I now understand the hype. I went into it afraid that it was going to be overhyped. That wasn't possible. I was not ready for the fantasticness that was this book. And that was my top 15 books that I read in 2018. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what your top books were this year, whether it was a top 1 or a top 5 or a top 50. That's a lot of books. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.